Let's go on. We got like 9 minutes left in the show. We got Brad. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi, Brad.
I had a question. Why does it concern you or atheists in general what Christians think of them?
George Bush, not our current president, but the previous George Bush president, said, when asked, that he did not believe that atheists should be considered citizens.
Or patriots.
Or patriots.
He didn't consider them patriots.
Does that answer your question?
Should be considered citizens.
Do we need to get more clear than that?
Not really, but it doesn't really concern me that you think that Christians are gullible.
Well, I'm saying the answer is I don't care if every Christian in the world thinks that I'm deceived by Satan, off my rocker, or just an asshole who likes to do a TV show. That doesn't bother me personally. What bothers me are the actions that people take on behalf of those beliefs that infringe on the rights of others with no justification.
I'm bothered slightly more than Matt because my concern kicks in at the level of the organized dissemination of the view that atheists are bad, subhuman, not citizens, or whatever all else you folks want to say about us. The organized dissemination of that information is simply, you know, one step before actual actions. And I think that's the point at which we ought to be speaking up and saying, why don't you people shut the fuck up and stop insulting us constantly? Okay?
For one thing, I wasn't aware that he said that, and he was, if that in fact is what he said, he was totally wrong. But anyway, things seem to be starting to turn around in your favor. But anyway, that being what it may, I would also just like to specify that you're never going to see any proof that God exists. The only time I ever saw any proof was after I got faith, and that's what faith is
believing without
in
proof.
Something without the proof.
After we know that. We are fully aware that faith is believing without proof. And that's why we call it gullibility. Because that's what gullibility is. It's believing without proof. And by the way, personal experiences that individuals interpret as proof of God are not proof of God any more than an individual looking down the highway on a hot day and believing that they see water on the highway when it's a mirage, it's an optical illusion. The fact of that person believing they see water on the highway is not proof that what they are seeing is water, okay? The proof comes when there's independent verification of those personal experiences, right?
Okay, you can't tell me that the proof I got was not real proof.
Yes, I can. I'm telling you that is not real proof. It doesn't count.
You don't know what it is.
Because
it doesn't matter what it is.
You are aware that human beings are capable of being deceived. They are capable of misinterpreting one thing as something else. They are capable of hallucinating. Because that's a fact, individual experiences cannot count as proof of a God. And if you think that they do, you are confusing yourself.
Well, then your belief had better be right.
Well,
excuse me, what do you mean by that?
That believing that there is no God, because if there is, you're in trouble.
Well, first of all,
I'm in trouble? What do you mean by that?
Well, because if my belief is correct and your belief is wrong, is not, then what are you going to do when you stand at the throne of God?
I'll say, ask him a lot of questions.
What a surprise. There was no evidence that this was true.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
You say, well, I sent plenty of evidence, you just refused to see it.
Refused? I'm not refusing to see it. I'm using the brain that I've got. Is there something wrong with that?
Do you really think...
No, you're refusing.
Do you really think... And let me just do this as simply as possible, because we've got just a couple minutes left.
In any case, suppose I was... Okay,
do you really think that if there is a God, that he would punish people for using their brains and actually expecting real, independently justifying evidence and reward gullibility instead?
Yes.
Okay. Good luck.
Fine.
If you think that's morally right,
that is why religion is reprehensible, and in my opinion, people should stop doing it. I don't think it should be illegal, but I really advise everybody to stop doing it.
I would have asked him if he thought it was okay to stone kids at the edge of the town for being unruly. But, once your morality is that skewed that you can think that that is a just system, it's really kind of pointless.
Yeah, Walmart is just an interesting phenomenon, right? I mean, here's a retailer who will sell guns all over the place, right?
Yeah.
But they won't sell Maxim magazine.
Yeah, I know.
Something. It's, figure that out. So we don't want to undermine moral fiber. Here are your hollow points. So.